What's going on, everyone? This is Erica's for the win. Gonna talk about the Nintendo Switch. Got to get that snap in there because that's the thing right now. The snap for this thing. They must have snapped maybe 20 times during that presentation. It was crazy. I didn't expect them to do that. I didn't expect them to focus so much on motion controls too. So I'm going to talk about that a little bit in this video. I'm going to talk about some things that have me worried about the Nintendo Switch. Some things that are flat out disappointing. And then, of course, some stuff that I'm really excited for. So what should we start? I guess we'll start with the bad. We'll start with the bad stuff. I just want to talk about this system in general. What I don't like about it. Okay, so going into the presentation, let me just say this. I thought Nintendo needs to knock it out of the park when it comes to pricing. I thought to myself that if Nintendo is going to make a huge impact and just drop bombs at this presentation, they were going to have a decent priced console as well as the accessories like the controllers and all that, and also online, because one of my predictions was that they were going to start charging for online. And, you know, just all of the stuff that's extra with this system. They come out, they say the system's $300, which was kind of surprising. I thought it was going to be $250. I thought that would be a perfect price and it would get people to think it's cheap enough for them to just go out and pick it up. Okay, so it's $300. The more I thought about it, the more I thought it's still a decent price. It's still not crazy expensive. Compared to the launch consoles that I've bought recently, it's cheap, okay? So I started to rationalize in my head, it's not so bad. It's not the end of the world or anything like that. Then we started to see all the extra stuff. Okay, we started to see that, okay, there is going to be charging for online. I'll get into that in a second. And the accessories. The accessories like the controllers, which I feel are one debate within itself, because I would like to think that they would just put the Pro Controller into the console itself and have that bundled with it. Of course, they're not doing that, which is sucky, because I want to play on the Pro Controller. The freaking Pro Controller by itself is $70. $70 freaking dollars. When I saw that after the presentation, I damn near lost my mind. I couldn't believe it. I was like, that is way too pricey. Way too freaking pricey. Not only that, but the Joy-Cons, the little tiny rinky-dink controllers that are so small for even my hands, those for two of them, $80. For one of them, $50. That's the price of a game. I could find games right now for $50. And even that, depending on the game, is kind of expensive because I'm in the Best Buy, the Gamers Club. I'm getting games cheaper there. So I'm looking at the prices for these controllers and thinking, that's a price of like one or two games. And just in my head, I can't get over that. It's too expensive for these controllers. And I feel like we need to complain to Nintendo about this. I don't know if it's going to fall on deaf ears. A lot of things do when it comes to Nintendo. But we need to reach out to Nintendo as much as we can and just say, this is too damn expensive. And not only that, if you're paying for like a case to carry your Switch, you're paying for screen protectors and things like that. I mean, you're going to look at that $299 price, which started decent, but you're going to keep adding more and more and more, and it's just going to get expensive at that point. And then the more games you buy at launch and things like that, you could spend potentially like $500, $600. I mean, that's if you buy like everything that you can get your hands on and things that you think you'll really want. You could spend a lot of money. Another thing we have to talk about is the online and it costing money now. Okay, for one, they are charging for online now. I don't mind that as long as it's worth it, because I'm over here, I spend money on PSN, I spend money on Xbox Live, I have those subscriptions. So I can't sit here and say, well, they shouldn't charge, because I'm one of those people who pay these prices, okay? So I'm not against them charging online, I'm against it not being worth it. And right now, it's not looking worth it. For one, they want you to chat through a phone app in your phone. Here's the thing, like, I don't know how you guys feel about using your phone for any game related stuff. I don't like it. I don't have my PSN on my phone. I don't have my Xbox Live on my phone. I don't want to be getting messages from people on my phone. I just don't. And maybe it has to do with just I have a lot of friends on there. I add anybody and everybody. So maybe that has to do with it. So if you just have one little click and that's all you talk to, then maybe you'll appreciate this, but I don't want to get messages on my phone. I don't want people hitting me up on my phone to play a game and stuff like that. So just using my phone in general for anything that's related to my consoles, I don't like it. And having to use it just to chat drives me insane. It's like, are you serious? I really wish they would have just put a headset into the box, ship it out with the console, and call it a freaking day. Why do they have to be extra? Nintendo, why do you gotta go this route by using phones? I really don't understand that. I'm even hearing that you can't even plug in a headset into the controllers. So that's another thing I'm just like trying to process. I'm trying to stay calm about. I'm trying to relax. But I kind of can't. This is really bad. It almost seems like Nintendo sits down and they put out a piece of paper and they're like, okay, how can we be the worst at online gaming? That's seriously what it feels like. Like they are trying to be the worst system out there. It's crazy. Another thing is that they say if you have the subscription, which by the way isn't even going to start until the fall, it's going to be like a trial period until then. And then even then, I think not all regions are going to have it. It's kind of a mess. Anyways, what they're also going to do is that you're going to get one free game a month, either from the NES or the SNES. From my understanding, you don't get to pick the game. It's just some random game. Who knows what it could be? It could be something awful, for all we know. And you'll get that one game, right? Then when the month is up, you lose the game. You either have to buy it or you just completely lose it. So that is really, really bad. Okay, this is, when I look at this alone, I just think Nintendo is just so out of touch. They don't know what to do with this freaking system. It's so easy. It's so freaking easy. I've said this for years. Let us have access to your amazing catalogs from the past. Let us buy whatever game we want, have them cheap, and if you're gonna do the free games a month, do it and let us keep the games. It's beyond me that this is even a thing. This is actually real. They're going to take the game back unless you pay for it. I have no words for that. So that's just a few things coming with this online subscription. I don't know how much it's gonna be, a year or a month or any of that. I don't think they've announced that yet, as far as I know. And I'm scared to even know. Like, I'm really scared to see that price for the year. If it's anything above $20, I just... No, Nintendo. Because you're not even giving us that. I don't even feel it's worth $20 at this point. It's looking bad. So those are the main, like, bad things about the system right now. The things that I'm concerned about, the things I want to change. The price of the system, I'm cool with. But this other stuff is just... It's not looking good. So... yeah, that's my main concerns. As far as like anything else, as far as the games and stuff like that, I am concerned that after the first year, games can decline. Because I think the first year is looking pretty decent, especially if you're someone like me who missed out on the Wii U, because they're bringing back Mario Kart 8, they're bringing a Splatoon, games that I wouldn't mind playing, and they're also bringing like a Bomberman, which is something I played as a kid. They're also bringing Xenoblade, which is a game that I wanted to play on the Wii U, but I wasn't going to go out and buy the system for it. I was kind of jealous of everybody playing it, especially Nia. Shout out to Nia. She says she got lost in that game, and whenever somebody says that, I'm immediately attracted to that game. Like, oh, okay, like, I want that. I want to feel that way, So when she was playing that game and other people were praising it and stuff like that, and the first one as well, it made me think, wow, maybe this is a cool game. Maybe this is something I'd be interested in. So Xenoblade coming to the Switch is cool. I'm into it. Of course, we have a new Mario that's coming this fall. And that game, at first, when I first saw it, I wasn't really feeling it. It felt weird. It just felt like this alternate dimension where, Mario is like around real people, even though they're not real, but you know what I mean. And it just seemed weird to me. I was just like having a hard time wrapping my mind around it. But now that I've, kind of thought about it and processed it, and I'm looking at more footage and all of that, I'm into it. I'm thinking this Mario could be a hit. And for me to be just interested in any Mario at this point is good. I haven't bought a Mario in years, since Mario Galaxy. So to have this one coming and me be interested in it is refreshing. I'm down for it, you know. And then the obvious game, Legend of Zelda Breath of the Wild. Gorgeous game. I cannot wait to play this freaking game. I know there's people out there who say it's not worth it to buy a system for one game, but when you tell that to somebody who loves Zelda as much as I do, it doesn't go anywhere. I want to agree with you. It's kind of crazy to buy a system just for one game, but Zelda is more than a game to me. Zelda is part of my life, you know? Zelda is iconic, and it's one of those franchises that I just hold up so high. And I know this game is going to be amazing. So, what can I say, you guys? If you were curious, yes, I did pre-order the Switch. Pre-ordered it that night of the presentation. Me and Kenny, we found it at Best Buy, and we jumped on it. So yeah, I'm excited for Zelda, and looking forward to that game like you guys wouldn't even know. I've been waiting for a new, brand new console Zelda for a long time. And it's just within, what, 2 months away? It's coming up quick. So I'm excited. However, for the people who don't care about Zelda, this one's for you. I do feel like Nintendo dropped the ball hard at this presentation. I really do think maybe they should have waited to release this console. I mean, I wouldn't know any better. I would have waited anyways, right? So if they would have waited till the fall, which I think would have been better, they could have launched with Zelda and Mario, because that Mario would be ready. It seems like these other games are just not ready. Zelda's been ready for a while, especially for the Wii U. So I understand, okay, they're trying to get this game out. We've been waiting a long time. But what's 5 more months? I mean, we could have waited. We've been waiting all this time, you know? And like I said, I wouldn't know any better. I wouldn't know it was supposed to come out in March. I would have thought, oh, it's just coming out in the fall. I really do think they could have released this in the fall and had a bigger launch lineup. If they would have launched with Mario and Zelda, then people would be talking. People would have their heads spinning. They would want this thing. And if they could have had it out maybe a month or two before Scorpio, I think it would have been better, you know, and the presentation definitely would have been beefier. And so I'm saying, you know, for people who aren't that excited about Zelda, they're looking at this launch lineup and thinking, this is trash. I don't want this. And their interest is gone. So I feel you guys, I understand. I could totally see why people would look at this lineup and think, I don't really like this. Because I know a lot of people were expecting much more, and they really wanted something to make them go out and buy this thing. And so far with these prices and the motion controls and the gimmicky stuff, and then on top of it, you don't have an interesting lineup for these people aren't even going to buy this thing. They're going to not even think twice about it, and they're going to move on and just continue playing on their PS4 or their Xbox One or on PC. And that's it. So I do feel like Nintendo could have did better as far as the launch date. March is so packed. Guys, if you really look at the games coming out in February, March, and April, it's ridiculous. I don't even know how I'm going to juggle these games. I really don't know. Because I'm over here, you know, I was on Twitter and I put out a tweet saying, man, Horizon comes out 3 days before Zelda. 3 freaking days. I'm already trying to juggle that in my mind. Like, how in the heck am I going to do this? Then, Neo comes out the month before. I'm probably going to still be playing that. I tweet this out, right? And then someone, I think it was Quincy, shout out to Quincy, he's like, yeah, and then we have a Mass Effect and we have For Honor and all this other stuff. And I'm like, oh shoot, I forgot about For Honor. Totally forgot about it. That's another game I really want to play. These games are all coming out around the same time, and it's crazy, you guys. The spring is like the new fall these days, and so I feel like Nintendo should have waited. They really should have waited, but that's just my opinion. I'm still gonna buy it, but for the mass appeal for everyone else who's just not even gonna look at this thing anymore, I think it would have benefited you guys for it to launch later. And myself too, when it comes to my time, because I'm gonna be having a hard time trying to play all of these games. I already know it, because I'm gonna be working, I'm gonna be back for another semester at school. How in the hell am I going to do this? I'm working on it, and especially when it comes to delivering content to you guys, I want to pump out as much content as I can. So just know that Erica is going to be working her ass off. So if you see my videos, just know that a lot of heart and a lot of sweat and tears went into those videos. But yeah, you guys, that's pretty much it. Anything else you want to talk about with the Switch, leave it in the comments below. and let's just get the discussion going. Like I said, with Nintendo, if you can, tweet them, email them, I don't know, do whatever you can, make some videos, let them know about your concerns, let them know where they're making mistakes, and maybe they'll listen. We can only hope, right? So yeah, that's pretty much it, you guys. Thanks so much for watching this video. I'm sure there's tons I forgot to talk about. There's a lot here to digest. There's a lot here to process when it comes to the Switch. And I'm still in there. I'm still trying to process things right now. And it's 2 days after the presentation and I'm still thinking about it. I'm still thinking about all this stuff. But yeah, you guys, thanks for watching and I will catch you in my next video. Peace.